All right. We are live here on twitch.tv/Perry Von Vicious. And we're gonna be playing one that I haven't broken out in just a little while here. We'll be playing some monster truck destruction. A oft forgotten monster truck game that is essentially just a port of a mobile game. One that I've really enjoyed though because it has a lot of cool trucks that you really just can't play in any other games. I mean now of course with BeamNG a lot of these are available, but even there's some limitations. Um, while I've got it fired up here, we'll take a look at our roster. We got Bigfoot 1 unlocked and available. This I may end up running with this truck. We got USA 1, the original unlocked here. That's 1970. Bigfoot is just listed as number one. They don't put a year next to it. See, we got the original Carolina Crusher. We got some classics here. Then there's some more modern versions. We got Barefoot. We still need to unlock Barefoot. So may need to yeah, we may need to get the cash flow up there and get Barefoot next. But let's hop through the roster. We got more the sort of like the Penda Points era Barefoot there. Snakebite. I wish they had a more true to that old school Snakebite, but again, I have all that in BeamNG anyhow. We got the Summit Bigfoot, Firestone Bigfoot. A lot of sponsorship vehicles in here. Western Renegade, Odyssey, the battery powered Bigfoot, which you can see has a gas engine in it. So they really didn't. I did the same thing in BeamNG where I tried to play as the electric Bigfoot, and it really isn't quite right. Hey, Cody Brooks, welcome, bud. Glad to see you. We got Penda Points era Carolina Crusher. Although if I recall correctly, this one's a Dodge Ram for some reason. Yeah, really, they didn't totally nail it. We got yep, Midwest four-wheel drive style Bigfoot. Rampage was just at the show that I was at back in February. I believe this game actually has all the trucks that were at that show. Monster Patrol's a classic. Yeah, there's some. Now that Boogie Van is a little wonky. They made that body way too big. That is not what Boogie Van looked like ever. So weird. Wild Thing looks good. Oh yeah, we got to get the that classic Bigfoot 10. Definitely. Cody Brooks haven't played this game in forever. It's an underrated game. It's not a perfect port onto the PC. I will say that. It's not perfect. It is basically just a mobile game, but like with a controller, but still. Yeah, and I believe it's possible that this was after Schaefer took over these that it was added in this way. Yeah, Boogie Van looking thick. Another interesting thing, I posted a stream of this game some time ago, and the developers actually got in the chat and were telling me like, because there's been a tease forever that there'd be a sequel to this. This game's like, I don't know, almost 15 years old. And they've been saying forever that there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Bigfoot 5, hell yeah. There's been talk of a sequel to this coming, but it's never happened. And they said, I mean, within the last few months, they were in the chat, or not in the chat, they were in the comments on my YouTube saying, yep, it's still coming. So who knows? But yeah, I think we gotta buy this barefoot. I think that's our next purchase. So we gotta get $1 million minus 62,000 because that's what I have currently. So let's break out Carolina Crusher. And we'll go run through a championship run here. Let's see which one do I have the least accomplished? I guess Central. Boy, I can never remember what tracks are in each of these. I guess we'll give it a shot, see what happens. Oh boy, I remember this one. This one's hard. Oh, it's already falling apart. Well, that's not going to make for a great time in the end there, I don't think. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, there we go. I believe this is qualifying, but boy, I'm not going to have a great time laid down. Woof, terrible run. All right, let's see if we do better this time. Great start. Liking that. Boy, I might stand a chance here. Hey, not bad. Now, one thing I do like about this game, it does give you a very like exact time. Like it tells me exactly how long my time was. 17.724. That's real specific. I'm into that. All right. This is a game that I played a lot on my oh no, I definitely lost. I'm never gonna catch him. Played this a lot on my phone, flying back and forth across. Oh, he crashed. Come on, let's go. Um, I played this a lot on airplanes when I was flying back and forth across the country while I still live in California. The trucks take such a goofy bounce over the cars. Yeah, they really do. It's a hard track. And like admittedly, like I'm using trucks that I think are a little slower. Maybe I'm using an older truck. It should be slower. It's possible they all just move exactly the same. Hey, hey, Mr. Man, welcome. Glad to see you. I mean, I keep getting good launches off the line. It really all just comes down to, oh no, hope he crashes, because otherwise I'm in big trouble. Oh, I'm in trouble anyway. Oh no. Is he gonna get straightened out before I can get my act together? Oh my gosh. How did I still manage to win that? That was absurd. That was completely absurd. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take the win. I need the money. Look at that. That got us a lot of money. Yo, we're gonna have $1 million before we know it if we can keep winning stuff. That's great. Got us a fifth of the way there. Yeah, super bouncy. All right, let's see what kind of freestyle a 1980s Carolina Crusher can do. There we go. Got the save. So far, we are not off to a great start. I can't remember if I have to combo stuff up in this, if it's sort of that same thing as like the Monster Jam game. I think it is. Yeah, it definitely is. I can see it counting up my yep, and there the combo ended. There we go. Bring it back up, bring it back up. I'm not gonna win this one. These numbers are low. Accidental backflip, I'll take it. Going over those buses the way they do at the UK Nationals. Anyone who's watched the Swamp Thing YouTube channel or oh boy, yeah, not great. I mean, it's crazy. 300,000 points feels like a lot, but dead last. That's all right. Yeah, I'm not fixing nothing. I'm saving my money. We gotta buy an old school barefoot. In the mobile version, they added a few more trucks. Yeah, I know. I saw King Crunches in there. I saw that they had some of the monster tanks that are all like sort of paid purchases. I'm taking my time here because I know how easy it is to get messed up on this level. And I just saw that, yeah, see, I'm already in the lead just because I'm taking my time. I do feel like computer might be clipping a little bit, which I can probably correct in a minute here. Oh, hit that finish line. No! Out of the way. Ah, that was rubbish. Got the fan on. That'll cool the computer, keep it from clipping so bad. Yeah, it's already moving a bit more smoothly. I've gotten so used to those other games that I'm really kind of driving like I'm playing the Monster Jam games or Beam or something. I got to get back to this just mash on the throttle and keep it going straight mode because this game is not as refined as those other games. It's still super fun, and I like the damage that the trucks take. Like it's all pretty cool, but it's not it's not like those other ones. And then I got to sit here every time and wait for the other truck to finish. Hmm. Unless they take so long that they get a DNF. It'll happen. It'll happen. Looking forward to the weekend. I'm just about a day and a half away from picking up my buddy Levi Shapiro from the airport so that he can come hang out in New England with me for a day before he and I go to war at Pro Wrestling Grind presents Godzilla in East Hampton, Mass this Saturday. Going one-on-one with my best friend in the whole world, the man who chased me out of California with a loser leaves town cage match some 8 years ago, almost 9 years, as he challenges me for the Pro Wrestling Grind Grand Championship. Levi, of course, having just returned from his first tour of Japan. He was over there with Marvelous, with the if anyone saw the Dump Matsumoto uh, series that was on Netflix. Chigusa Nagayo, who is a main character in that show, runs Marvelous Pro Wrestling and hosted Levi over there for a couple of months. And he did great. He had some fantastic matches over there. Wrestled some people I know pretty well. I know while he was over there, he wrestled Fancy Ryan Clancy, who is a New England boy that I know pretty well from my time here, who has also competed at Pro Wrestling Grind. There we go. Slid over the finish line upside down. Come on. It's not flying, it's falling with style. I would be interested to see what they do with a sequel to this game because, honestly, like when you consider how old this game is, it's not bad. Like it's really not bad at all. All right. We're getting closer to that million game dollars so that we can buy barefoot. Here we go. Freestyle time. Let's see if we can hit those numbers we need. Let's get the wheelie going. Ah, yeah, not bad. Boy, it's real strict about that in between stunts timer. Not a lot of leeway in what it considers to be a trick. Yeah, so I'm having trouble stringing my stuff together here the way that I would prefer. That's a last resort save on the roof of the buses. That should be worth a big win, I think. At last again. Well, I guess that's going to have to be good enough. We're making our money on the racing tracks, which is how it was done in the era of the trucks portrayed in this game. So there's some modern trucks in this game. That's not fair to say, but I mean the appeal of this game really is, hey, here's a bunch of trucks you can't play in the Monster Jam games, you know? I think anyway. Oh boy. Oh, I am getting eaten alive on this course. Yeah, I definitely have no feel for this game anymore. You know, you develop a feel for how the vehicles move, whether you're in Beam or you're in Monster Jam. No fair. The whole obstacle came straight to my side of the track and no one else's. Come on. At least the other truck drives poorly. Wow, yeah, if what he's doing over there is an indication of what AI is like, I don't think any of us need to worry about losing our jobs anytime soon. It's just cutting donuts, going into walls on purpose. Yikes. Yeah, what is he doing back there? It's painful to watch. He's really struggling. There we go. Oh no, I lost. Dang it. Well, it was bound to happen eventually. Still, we're almost halfway there on what we need for to buy barefoot. We're on a mission. You know how it is. We're not going to win anything on freestyle. I've been doing terribly at the freestyles here. Save it. There we go. Come on. Well, that's not a bad start for points there. It's not great, but it's not bad. Yeah. I'm glad you got the reference. It was a direct Blues Brothers reference. Speaking of, our old pal Johnny Torres, who's been taking a bit of a break from streaming, he's in Chicago this week. He is out there for Riot Fest. Today he was at a White Sox game, and he'll be taking in Riot Fest over the next few days. And I am jealous because Weird Al has his own stage at Riot Fest. I think on Friday, maybe. Oh, we lost a tire. Oh, all that work still came in last. Yeah, Weird Al has his own stage at Riot Fest, and it's got a wild lineup. Obviously, Al and Puddles are both on the show, but it's all just novelty artists. Sparks is playing his stage, which is crazy. Um, he's got a Mac Sabbath, I believe, is on the show. It's just an incredible combination of comedy bands and novelty artists, and it's everything I love, you know? Like that's 100% my jam. All right, here we go. Oof, tough first jump there. Yikes. Yeah, that's not gonna help me too much. A long track. I guess I won anyway. All right, well, we keep that going. Max Abbott, Stiff Little Fingers. Oh man, yeah. There's some great stuff on that stage. Outstanding. How did I get 9? Did it just jump me right into the race there? I only did one race? That's weird. Oh no, that was qualifying. Oh, I made money on qualifying. I don't think I was aware of that. Oh no, I didn't. That was one race that I won. Hmm. I'm not totally sure what happened just then. Well, we're on to freestyle, I guess. Get a little black stallion action going over everything backwards. Oh, the backflip. And we lost a tire again. Well, still not enough to do anything but last place. What can I say? It is weird to see a tube frame underneath this thing. I'm in 6th place overall, which isn't too bad considering how poorly I've done. Now, is this just one race again, or am I actually qualifying? Oh, the thing's broken. That's cool. This is one of those tracks where, if I recall correctly, I think there's some, like, trick to it that can make it way faster. I don't remember what it is, though, so I will just do my best. Yeah, okay, yeah, the Damned, Super Chunk, Guar, and Agent Orange. Wow. Yeah, crazy lineup. I'm super psyched. Torres goes every year, and every year he has just the best time. I mean, he must, right? It's a long ways to travel just for a concert. We are kind of neck and neck here. Oh no. Spun out at the end. Did I manage? Okay, I did manage to beat him across the finish line. Woo. Hit out of midair. Come on. Party foul, ref. There we go. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. We came through at the end there. This will be a level that gets us a bit closer to barefoot because we're actually gonna take this one. Here we go. Look at that. Look how neatly I pulled through that finish line. Didn't even knock the thing over. Come on. That Riot Fest that Danzig got Samhan back together. Yeah. Yeah, I believe that's the case. You know, some of these big festivals have just been so cool. It's so neat to see Weird Al doing giant festivals because that's never been a thing he's done. Ooh, I unlocked a level. Well, that's cool. I hadn't previously done that. Look at that. We're over halfway to our money goal here. And I am in second place on the full standings. Let's see if I can finally pull out a freestyle win here. We were listening to a lot of Danzig on the car ride this past weekend, going down to Philly with Rip Bison and Delmy Exo. Just a lot of Danzig, and it was the first time Rip had ever heard someone describe Danzig as being a guy in a punk metal band who wanted to sing like a crooner. He'd never heard that before, and I think it changed his worldview forever when I said that out loud. He said that he'll never be able to unhear it. That's what he sounds like. He sounds like if Sinatra had a punk metal band, you know? Like, come on, that sounds like Bing Crosby. And I stand by it. I mean, honestly, he sounds a little bit like Jim Morrison when he sings. There's a little Jim Morrison in what he does. It's a weird thing to think of, but once you've heard it, it's hard to forget it. It just kind of it sticks in your head. Yeah, dead last on freestyle again. Yeah, freestyle in this game ain't winning me nothing. I ain't getting any money from freestyle. All right, first time doing this race on stream. So I have no idea what this track even is. Oh no, I recognize it now. Ah, 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 ah. Oh no, I'm facing the wrong way. Ah, geez. Okay, hang on. We gotta turn around. Okay. I sure hope the. Oh God. Now, come on. Kidding me right now? This could not be going worse. This is abysmal. Hey, look at that. He reset, so he didn't beat me. Yeah, yeah. Elvis, Charlie Rich. Honestly, like if you put Zandig in a suit, or Zandig, if you put Danzig in a suit, Zandig is the wrestler. Jesus. If you put Danzig in a suit, and had him backed by a pianist. Stick him in Vegas in the 50s. 100%, or the 30s even, like 100% would fit right in. Oh, I qualified so poorly I got knocked out in qualifying. Yikes. No good. That did not help our quest for barefoot. Zandig in a suit is also very funny. I mean, I watched Rip wrestle in a suit a few weekends ago, and Delmy wrestle in a what appeared to be a thrift store wedding dress at a heavy metal festival. It was the week before their wedding, and so they decided their match against each other was their Jack and Jill. I still am not fully clear on what a Jack and Jill is. I've never been one for sort of traditional marriage or wedding things. I don't really know what any of that is. My wife and I could never be bothered with that stuff. She didn't have any kind of uh, bridesmaid shower party, whatever, bridal shower. I didn't have any kind of bachelor party. We just we just went to Disneyland and got it done with no one's permission. Don't tell the mouse. We like it there and we don't want to be banned. Right, ninth. So I wasn't dead last that time. That's pretty good. Yeah, yeah, same for me. I know it's a thing. It's like some kind of like party that's thrown. I don't really know what it is, and frankly, I don't care to know. I don't know what it is, and I'm not ready to learn. Right now, this is a track I recall being difficult. Boy, this game really doesn't like how I handled that. Okay, we did all right though. We did all right. Yeah, the whoop-de-doos are murder. I agree. And like I probably haven't played this game in at least a year and a half, maybe more. Um, I didn't check when my last stream of this game was, but that would have been the last time I played it. So I'm like getting that thing where suddenly I get to remember, like, oh, I remember this track. Okay, he did better this time, but he's wrecking me on this. Oh, at least he lost total control of his truck afterwards. So, hey, get out of my lane. There we go. I know that one of the tricks to this particular course is if you play as Bigfoot 5, those little whoop-de-doos are nothing. You just zip right over them. Of course, if you're playing as Bigfoot 5, anything else that goes wrong is a nightmare. Wow, he is just all over the place out there. Not great. Not great, fella. Colt Cobra just out of control on this course. I love that it's the Monster X Tour on all this, and that site and tour don't exist anymore. Like, that's hilarious. Come on. I really couldn't be much further behind here. And of course, he's got his act together and just wrecks me over the finish line. Ah, so much for this being a big money maker. Oh, why is it having me do it over again? That's weird. I mean, I'll take it because yeah, how many races do they want to watch me lose? Okay, never mind. He got all screwed up there. Okay, I guess maybe it just decided I won the last one for no good reason. All right, Mr. Man, take it easy, my friend. All right, we're getting closer. We're at just under 800,000. We need 1 million to get barefoot. All right, let's see if we can literally accomplish anything in a freestyle on this track. I do like the extended world you can sort of see out and about out there. That's nice. I suppose the more I think about it, the worse this can go ain't that bad because I still have leg day after this, and honestly, that's way worse than failing at any video game. Not sure what I'm supposed to do in this little half pipe here. Oh, there we go. Just flip myself back over. At last again. Dang it. Really, really not crushing it in this game. You know what I mean? Well, I am only third overall. That's not too bad. All right, we got a fresh race course here. Oh, this is one that I really love. When you play this one as Bigfoot 5, you can get some wild air because those big tires, he zips on a long straightaway, you know? Oh no, come on. There we go. Get it together. We were doing pretty good for a second there. Yeah, I saw a snake bite crash on the other end, so I know I didn't win. But it's just a qualifying run, so at least we got seated. We made it. Let's see if we can take it back on this round. This is a track where I stand a pretty good chance because the turns are nice and wide. The obstacles are not life-ending. They can be a little wonky, but not too terrible. Oh no. Well, that's not good. That's not going to help. It says I'm in second, but you can never be totally sure. No, I just saw him cross in front of me. Yeah, didn't quite get it. It was the same truck we qualified against. Well, every little bit helps, I suppose. Maybe we'll come back and try this one as Bigfoot 5, see if we can just really wreck it. Just all those points. That's a no good, boss. Yeah, get a little bit here, and we'll take the long straightaway with all the jumps and see if that helps us. Uh, no, I don't think it's going to help. That was terrible. That was embarrassing. That was so bad. Yike. All right. Well, at the end of all that, we're almost at what we need. So let's go ahead and let's find where's the big boy? Where's Bigfoot 5? We're gonna go do some racing as a big crazy unrealistic race truck and see how we do. Mm. Single event. I never know which one's which. Yeah, that's the one. Let's do our race here. See if playing as Bigfoot 5 actually helps. I think it might. I think it might. It says I'm in second, but we might make that up on this straightaway here. Yeah, we sure did. The way he flies over that finish line is amazing. Come on. All right. So it seems like as long as I can get to that last straightaway in decent shape, that's really all it takes for this truck to make up the difference. Back on the track. Come on, don't let that thing slow you down. What are you doing? All right. Let's see if we can make up the difference here. I think we were just a hair too slow. Let's see, yeah, by less than 0.2 seconds. Well, gonna have to be good enough there. Hey, that got us some money. Yeah, maybe we'll try that one again. Yeah, let's stick with that one. I like that. That long straightaway with those huge tires, that rules. We gotta restart because not that's the problem with these ports. You saw the start lights just disappeared and then the race never started. Yeah, the port on this is pretty janky. Ah, ah, ah. Truck's too big to turn around quickly. Oh, I'm not making up that time. Crap. It's already finished. Crazy. We're going to try that again. It's all about that first half of the track, really. Let's make up that difference on the back end. Come on. Oh no, I missed the finish line. Unbelievable. We're going to restart that run. That we were so close. So close. And I started wobbling on the end there. I'm going to make this up. I'm doing a lot of slow moving mistakes here. Came back in the end on that one. All right. Lucky bounce on there. There we go. That should, yep, just inched us ahead there. Whew. Yeah, Bigfoot 5 defying all laws of physics. And I mean, that's kind of the case in real life, right? Whenever you saw it, even when it was real slow, when it would lumber around, it doesn't seem real. Also, the physics generally in this game are kind of iffy at best anyhow, so it's fine, right? Lucky bounce there again. We are technically in second at the moment, but that I think is about to change. I know we're right on the edge here. Here we go. Yeah, we got him at the end. Yeah, oh, I bet. I bet the physics. I mean, how can it not be? I think all they did was they made the tires bigger, but if they spin at the same rate because they're such a larger diameter, that's gonna equal some serious speed. Now, if this was BeamNG and someone made this, that would not be the case. I think, the physics there are much more realistic. You'd have parts breaking left and right if you tried to go at this kind of speed. There we go. We got him back again. We got it. Coming in hot at the end there. Oh, we did it. Hey, and we crossed that $1 million mark that we needed. Time to go buy barefoot. Oh, yes, I want to buy this awesome monster truck. Thank you for asking. Oh, yeah. Down to zero, which is not accurate. We had some random little bit of extra money and he cost 1 million, but whatever, it's fine. It none of this matters. All right, let's take Barefoot out for a championship run. Let's yeah, why not West Coast? I haven't tried West Coast, I don't think, right? We were doing Central before. Oh right, tax is smart. Hey, hey, 1996 Brendan. Welcome, my friend. Glad to see you popping in. Thanks for the raid. Breaking out a little monster truck destruction. Kind of a poorly ported game. Poorly ported game from mobile over to theme, but and also a fairly old game at this point. This is I want to say a 2011, 2012 game, something like that. It might even be from earlier. CPA came to collect. Yeah, yeah. All right. We got a pretty good run on that first one. This is I remember this track. What's crazy is I've done nothing to upgrade this truck, so it's running stock and slow, you know? Ooh, good crew rolling in. AX Gamer Girl 99, welcome as well. Part of the raid. Glad to have you. The welcome. I believe you'll be a first-time guest here with myself. I'm Perry Von Vicious, professional wrestler known as the Human Monster Truck. Here, living the gimmick a little bit, playing playing some monster truck games. I just saved up the money to buy this barefoot truck I'm running. This would be a late 80s, early 90s barefoot monster truck from because I'm a billion years old from when I was a child. This was a truck I would have seen on TV. And it's cool. This game has some old throwback trucks in it, and we don't get to see that too often in modern video games. You know, it tends to be Monster Jam trucks only in most games. You get a lot of weird molded bodies that look like dogs and dragons and things, and then you get Gravedigger, and that's basically what you got. Hey, we got first there. We're already up to 113,000. Oh, I wonder. We should I should have. We'll have to figure out together collectively once we finish this. We'll go look at what trucks are available for purchase. We'll plan out our next purchase. Now I've been struggling in freestyle. I have not done well on this stream with freestyle. Let's see if we can break that trend now. It's all about comboing things, making sure there's not a lot of downtime in between tricks, because that gives you the multiplier. Let's see, can we get it back on its wheels fast enough? Yeah, not quite fast enough. Yep. Yeah, that's not going to be enough to do it. Need a lot of points in these to do well. I mean, at least 1 million points if you want to chance it winning the freestyle event, and I tend to peter out somewhere around 400,000, which so far I don't think I've broken the top 10 in a field of 12. Not great. Oh, hey, look at that! I managed to first there. Okay, this level has a lower threshold, and got to tell you, I appreciate that. All right, on to our next race. I remember this track now. There's ways to shortcut a lot of these tracks. And there it is. By avoiding some of the obstacles, I'm able to get through this one faster. These are again, this was my go-to game, circa 2012, 2013. I believe on my iPad at the time, flying back and forth from California to New England. When I lived in California, I would come back to see family. I'm, yeah, I was mentioning earlier it's leg day tonight, which usually is something I really fret, but really enjoying the workouts this week because it is the September Basho, the sumo tournament. This is the Tokyo Basho, takes place in September, and been watching the live stream of it every night when I'm down having my workouts, which makes it much more fun. Time goes by faster. The workout's a lot more fun. Can't recommend it highly enough. I do not follow sports, generally speaking, but I absolutely love sumo wrestling. And when I was in Japan, I was fortunate enough to make it to the November Basho in Fukuoka, where I was living at the time. And it was an incredible experience. Boy, that was a terrible run. Absolutely blew that. Yikes. And there is a vlog episode on my YouTube of that if you want to see the day I got to go to sumo. I went to training in the morning. It was a Monday. I went to training in the morning when we would have what they call shoot class, where we would practice grappling by actually grappling, like trying to pin or submit your partner. We would do 5-minute rounds. If you submitted someone, you just reset and start over with that person, just grappling the whole time. Something that I am not particularly gifted at. Um, we would do that training with Hitomaru Sasaki, who was one of the wrestlers for Kyushu, and on Mondays was the trainer. We would do our grappling. We'd wrap up. You know, we would start around 9, I believe, if memory serves. We would be wrapping up around 10:30. We would do 5-minute rounds. And we would do 15 rounds. And then often we would end practice with sumo, where we would sumo wrestle each other. Where the rules are very simple. No grabbing hair, no striking. You know, no closed fist, no kicks. Um, and the way you win was you get any part of your opponent's body to touch the mat that isn't the flat soles of their feet, or you would get them to touch the ropes somewhere around the ring. That would be considered the equivalent of a ring out. Hey, Nika Beans, welcome. So yeah, I went to training that Monday. We did we did our shoot grapple training. Then we did some sumo practice. And then I took a train in from where we lived in Fukuoka to Hakata Station, and I walked I believe it's about 2 miles from Hakata Station. It was walked the 2 miles or so to the sumo hall in Fukuoka. Now you can see I'm not racing. The way I took that course is not in the spirit of the course. There's definitely some good workarounds to kind of sneak around on here. But yeah, walk the 2 miles, and for those who for don't know, which is probably most of us, the way sumo tournaments work is it is an all-day affair. If you follow a lot of international sports, you know, things like soccer and what have you, um, they have different divisions and tiers, and in sumo, they have all the early tiers, division, I believe, 4 through 2, all day having their matches. And then at the end of the day, Division 1, the top division of sumo, has their matches. So I arrived, I was a little bit late to the day. I arrived at the tail end of Division 4. So I got to see 3, 2, and 1. And boy, the crowd is really empty until about halfway through Division 2. Then everyone kind of shows up, and then it gets rowdy. People got favorites, they got banners, they're super excited. So yeah, getting to watch that on the live streams has been a nice source of feeling like I'm back in Japan a little bit. So yeah, I'm currently making Raya a necklace, and she'll probably cry when she arrives, but I need some good today. Well, I mean, I hope it's a happy cry. A cry from the necklace? I hope that's what it is. Hey, getting a nice gift that someone makes for you is amazing. It's always one of the coolest things. Oh, she lost the last one. Oh, then that's going to be a very good cry. Honestly, that's one of those cries you get a little bit jealous of. You know, you can enjoy a good cry like that. Again, I'm really not running this track in the spirit of the race. I'm doing shortcuts around all the obstacles, just jumping to the checkpoints because I know I can. It's because I need to make some money in this game so I can buy more trucks. Just barely got this barefoot. I've not taken great care of it. He is all banged up. I got leg day today, shoulders and abs tomorrow, and then Friday I'll be playing host all day to Levi Shapiro. Be good to see my buddy. Haven't seen him in person in about a year and a half. All right, and now I get to struggle my way through freestyle. I have not been killing it on freestyle in this game. No matter how much I play this, I'm still very much in, like my brain has the trucks functioning the way that they function in Monster Jam or in Beam NG. Like there's no way to control um, your pitch in this game. In the other games, you can hit brake and throttle like in a real monster truck, where the heft of the tires has a lot of control over how the truck moves, and that's not the case in this one. But again, for a game that is now like 15 years old, it's not bad. I mean, obviously since then it's been toppled. I mean, the Monster Jam games in that time have been stellar. And there it is, dead last in freestyle again. That's fine. It's all fine. The racing is where I really where I'm paying the rent here. Yeah, it's been a fun boss show so far. I haven't been able to keep up on everything. I'm way behind on watching the updates that go up on YouTube on the NHK channel that give the full overview of the top division of sumo. Um, I do believe Hoshoryu. There are two Yokozuna currently, Hoshoryu and Onosato. Onosato had a meteoric rise, and since then has still been very dominant. But his last basho before making Yokozuna, he was 14-1. That's ridiculous. That's a crazy record. So he set the bar really high for himself. Where now, anytime he suffers a loss before the last day of the Bansuke of the basho, excuse me, anytime he hits a loss before that day, it feels like he let us down. Really not fair. Let's see. Were you able to chat with any of the Power Pro Lucha gang while you were there? seemed like a good little group. I was, and a lot of them are folks that I've known for a long time. I got to catch up with Erica Lee and with Shay McCoy. It was great to see Weber Hatfield as well. Um, Weber Hatfield is one that when he was under the mask all the time, I was furious that anyone would put a mask on that kid because he's so good looking. Like, what a ridiculous choice. Um, let's see. I got to see Ultramantis Black, who I hadn't seen in a while. Hollow Wicked, who is always a delight. Frightmare, Delirious. A lot of people I don't run into that much these days. It was great to see Travis Huckabee again, who will be up here on Saturday for Pro Wrestling Grind, going one on one with Rip Bison. Very excited to see him come back up. He's an old pal. Um, let's see, Andy Brown and Alyssa were there. You know, I see them all the time. They're part of the crew. Um, it's crazy with a number of them. Dasher, yep, Dasher, Weber, yep, Mr. Zero, absolutely. Yeah, Max Zero. A lot of crazy choices to put any of them under hoods, but I get it. You know, if that's the stylish show you're going for or whatever, but boy, missed opportunities to make some real money there. You know, we don't talk a lot about how being good looking in pro wrestling really does equate to making money, but like it absolutely does. That's why I make so much money. Just painfully good looking. But that's my challenge. That's my curse. But that's my challenge. I won't go wheelchair. Shoot me. I did it. I took down the army man. Thank you for your service. Rip and I had a very particular kind of good looks, you know? There was a very specific style there. You gotta really be into larger, gruff, bearded dudes with long hair. Like if you're particularly into a wrestler who looks like, for example, like Ricky Smokes, Rip and I might not be your cup of tea. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different kinds of good looking. Well, it's good to know that you have a type. Shoot me. Don't worry, Dragon's got me. He stepped out to use the bathroom. Mama! Yeah, yeah. Like I say, it's good to have a type. Oh, I remember this course. This is one where I can basically avoid almost all of the obstacles in the name of having a good run and making good time. I like this course, but there is no stadium on Earth this size. When you look at the scale of the monster trucks in here, that world is way too big. Way too big. Cyberhawks and the Colony are always my favorites. Yeah, the Hawk crew were there. They're great. The Colony's great. And I mean, I said it yesterday on stream. College age Perry would lose his mind if he knew he was on a show that featured Delirious and also featured Frightmare, Hollow Wicked, and Ultramantis Black, the Spectral Envoy, taking on the Colony, a show where Bryce Remsburg refereed the main event. Like these are all things that college age Perry would have lost his mind over. I will say it's not the first show I've been on with Bryce Remsburg. He's a good guy. What happened? Ah, that's what happened. Yeah, Ultramantis Black rules. It's crazy. People don't realize when you see Ultramantis Black, which by the way, he's in better shape every time I see him, which is crazy because he's always been in crazy good shape. This time he was like his arms were bigger than I'd ever seen him. Like he looked amazing. Um, but people don't realize Ultramantis Black is not a young man, and that's coming from me at age 41. Ultramantis Black is considerably older than I am, but he just looks freaking phenomenal. Like I hope I'm in the kind of shape he's in someday. I didn't realize that he had retired a few years ago. I knew he took a time where he wasn't wrestling as much. It was I think it was probably 3 years ago, maybe four, when I wrestled him for the first time at Blitzkrieg Pro. Trying to think of an ant name for Perry Von Vicious. Maybe Giant. Could be. Could be. That's. I've heard worse ideas. Let's get on the chat. It's a bestie to a friend of mine. I have such a fascination with the real person behind the persona. He's a crazy. It's wild, like how he's like one of the truly like most interesting and cool people in wrestling. Like you get a glimpse of it via Ultramantis's like Instagram and stuff, but boy, who he is outside of wrestling is wild and awesome. Um, that's right. I would need to find the Eye of Tyr. That's man, the Chikara lore runs deep. That's one thing they really got right over there. Yeah, which again goes to how he doesn't show his age. That you have a friend who knows him from shows in the late '90s. In the late '90s, I was just in the latest of late '90s, I was just starting high school, but through most of the late '90s, I was a middle schooler, and I'm not a young person. I got a an invite to a high school reunion the other day. This is something that you just made me think of. Got an invite to a high school reunion, and because they're prepping a couple years ahead. I don't want to say how many years it's been, but it's a high number. And I looked at who sent it because I was like, I know this name. Who was this? Because I've long erased most people I knew from high school out of my mind. And I realized this was the kid who was like the front man for the punk band in my class. Like he was the kid that brought punk rock to my high school. Like before I was even like into it or knew about it. And I remember I played a couple instruments at the time, and I wanted to be in a band with him. And he made it very clear to me that I was an uncool, weird little chubby kid, and he didn't want any part of me being in his band. I wasn't cool enough to be in a shitty small town punk rock band. I had to go make friends with the underclassmen to find people to start a punk band with. That's what a loser I was in high school. I was I was not cool enough to be part of the uncool kids band. Um, is he still struggling to be a musician? No, I believe he's long given up and probably I know at one point he was in the military. I think he's long gone on to what was always his fate, which is probably having some crappy small town job in the town he was born and raised in. Admittedly, I live right next to the town I was born and raised in, but I went places and did things. His band never did anything. I think the biggest shows they played was the town next door to us when the theater used to have a punk rock show once a week. And when I had my band, we didn't even play that show because we had our own shows to play. My band played Warped Tour. He can go to hell. Yeah, I definitely had an interesting moment. This will sound really funny. I had a strange moment. I put on one of my pre-prep playlists of just all the poppiest pop punk that I have um, when I was in the gym in Fukuoka. And then I had my mile and a half walk back to the dojo afterwards. And so I'm still have my headphones on, still listening. And the song Skater Boy by Avril Lavigne came on. And I had like kind of a weird like emotional response to it when there were like lyrics the lyrics at the end when you find out like sorry girl but you missed out, well tough luck, that boy's mine now, and it's all the things he went on to do. um the part at the end of the song where it turns out that he's like playing the local arena and everyone's trying to go see the show, and I'm walking home from the gym in Japan knowing that all the people that hated me in high school are still in my tiny hometown, just having normal lives. A lot of them never left the country, even on a vacation, let alone having been invited there to perform for thousands every week. And yeah, it's a little bit petty for me to revel in that too much. And a lot of them that, doing those kinds of things wasn't their dream. So, like, it's hard to be like, haha, you never did this when it wasn't their goal. But at the same time, small town wanted to call me a loser forever. I'm the only one making a full time living doing the thing I wanted to do. So, yeah, I deserve to be a little bit petty. Um, yeah, there's a few songs like that that really can help it settle in. Skater Boy, oddly enough, is definitely one. With lyrics like "She tags along, stands in the crowd, looks up at the man that she turned down." That's pretty cool. I've definitely had like high school and college friends that were friends, high school and college classmates who were mean and shitty to me, see what I'm up to and write me messages on Facebook about how cool it is, or like they've shown up to shows at random and been like, "Wow, you really did it." Um, and yeah, that's pretty cool, and that's definitely just me being petty. Um, but songs like "Me and Levi," since Levi's coming out, I'll tell a Levi story. Um, when we were first meeting, there was not a lot of wrestlers that were like working hard to go places. They would get on, and this wasn't just California. This was in New England at the time too. If you were on the local show that ran in your area, like for a lot of people that was enough. If there was like one or two companies near you, you'd do your one or two shows a month, and that was considered like pretty good because you were booked. Me and Levi, that wasn't enough for us. We wanted to go places. We wanted to go wrestle in SoCal and in Mexico and in Nevada and New Mexico and Arizona and Texas and all these places that we all wound up going. Um, and we were on a very long drive home because Levi and I, we would do these crazy drives to do shows. We were on our way back from a show in Southern California. The show got over at like 11, right? And we had this long ride back to Northern California. It's like an 8-hour drive. And we both had to go to work the next morning. And it was pretty rare that we put music on. But Levi had plugged in his iPhone, and we were listening to some tunes, and the Matches came on, and I was blown away that he knew who the Matches were, because I knew the Matches as a band that opened for the opener for Lit, when I saw them in 2005 in Rhode Island, and I liked them enough, but mostly my connection with them was that the lead singer took the stage wearing a New Kids on the Block shirt, and I really appreciated that. Um, so I got the album, Yvonne Dahl Killed the Locals, and loved it. I can still sing the whole thing front to back. And we put that on, and we were always, when you're in the car rides with these people, you're just talking about, oh, I want to do this one day, I want to do that one day, whatever. And the matches have a song called "More Than Local Boys" that really couldn't be much more of an obvious descriptor of what we were trying to do and what we were trying to accomplish. And that's another one of those songs that has stuck with me ever since. So if you were able to go back on Instagram and see uh, when I announced I was going to Japan, Levi shared it on his story with that song in the background. And then similarly, when he left for Japan, I did the same thing on my story because that was we were listening to it and going, "That's us. We're the ones that want to be more than local boys." And now that continues as Levi comes 3,000 miles across the country to challenge me for the Pro Wrestling Grind Grand Championship this Saturday at Pro Wrestling Grind Presents Godzilla in East Hampton, Massachusetts, at the world famous Pulaski Club. See that flawless promo went right into pushing ticket sales. Yeah, see, I'm just getting caught up on what was in the chat, and thank you, Nicobeans, for the kind words. To Adam, yeah, I'm the same way. I really don't talk to anybody from my high school anymore. I think I have like one friend I knew in high school, and I love her to death, but we don't even really keep up that much anymore. We all just we all grew up and have lives. I should get a hold of that friend though. We should do something. I haven't seen her in a really long time. So that one I got hung up on that one thing. Yeah, that's a shame. Which Godzilla though? Oh, I do have an answer for this. For which Godzilla? It's actually none of the characters. It is the cover of Blue Oyster Cult's Godzilla. By oh God, which cover is it? They told me when they named the show. They were like, "Yeah, it's this cover." Not that it matters, but it's always named after a song or an album. And they picked a particular version of Godzilla, and they were like, "Yep, that cover. That's what this is." Um, I wish I could remember if it was the one from the Matthew Broderick Godzilla movie. That cover with Serge. That was my entrance music in Japan. I believe King of Monsters the one with Serge because that was my music in Japan, and that's not the one they chose. I'd have to look up who it is, um, but it's a very squeedly meadly heavy metal cover of it, which of course is exactly slow and over the plate for Rip and Delmy. Uh, I will say Fire Pro World is available on Steam. I have it. I haven't played it in a million years on stream or anything. I found, it wasn't as much fun to stream for me. because like many, I don't know if this is how you play Fire Pro, but I didn't really, I don't really play the matches. I sim matches and then I watch the computer do its thing, and that's not nearly as much fun on stream. Oh, it doesn't work on your laptop. Oh no, that's no good. Honestly, I don't know anyone who actually plays the matches, you know? Especially when if you had like Fire Pro returns back in the day, the AI on those characters was so perfect. If you set up a you know, like Muda versus Kobashi, it was like watching them actually wrestle the way that they went about the match, and it was so exciting. I can remember just after I was out of college, me and one of my closest friends, we'd spend hours simming matches in that game, and it was the most fun. Like making characters is great on that too, but you know how it takes a long time to make a single character in that game, which again is part of the reason I don't stream the game anymore because I'm like, how much time does someone really want to spend watching me struggle to find a particular move or a particular costume part or something? 'Cause that's really all it is when you're doing create a wrestler on stream is it's just watching them scroll through a list. Although I kind of wonder what anyone tunes into my streams for. I think it's just to hear me ramble. And that was something when Torres first started streaming, we were kind of talking about. And I was saying, yeah, I think the appeal on my stream is that I talk the whole time. Because I know a lot of people will just stream a game kind of in quiet. Okay, Nicobene says she loves the character creating. Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of the wrestlers you can get off of the community commons for Fire Pro. And I remember on back in the day on I think it was the PS3 because it was backwards compatible. There was a way to download characters there as well for the PS2 Fire Pro Returns, but I never had a PS3. Occasionally, I would bring a memory card over to my friend's house. He would fire up his PS3 and we would do that. But and I've definitely mentioned it on stream before. The laptop that I have running this all right now with my three monitors and my gaming setup is the first video game system that I personally have ever owned. Growing up, my brother had all the game systems. And then when I was in college, I didn't really game a whole lot, but my two roommates were both huge gamers, so they had everything. And my wife is a gamer, so since getting married, all the systems had been hers until I got this. And in fact, the first time I ever purchased a game system at all, even for someone else, was buying the Switch for my wife shortly before the world shut down. So yeah, my gaming history is brief. We'll have to see which truck I can buy when we're done here. Okay, yeah, yeah. So that's the version that I entered to in Japan, but not the one that they're using for this. This one was some metal artist, might have been a Japanese metal artist, that had a number in the name. It was something 2000 or something. I don't know. There was some number in the name. Met your husband when you were both GameStop managers. Oh, that's crazy. That's great. Um, I will say one of my greatest sort of professional contacts, Mega 64, is entirely because my roommates in college were video game nerds. In a pre-YouTube era, they knew about Mega 64's videos and had the DVDs of their first season. And since then, I've been on their podcast. I've been on episodes of their actual show. Yeah, just it's cool to have friends in that world. The guys have come out to matches to see me wrestle before when I've been in their area. Hey, I finally got first place on a freestyle. Look at that. Oh boy, and we're way over $1 million here. Heck yeah. Nice. All right, let's see which truck we got to pick up. We got to pick a truck here. Let's see. I think we have so Wildfoot is a definite maybe. Not into all the weird sponsored ones. Like they're fine, but okay. Bigfoot 10 is a maybe. Or I might have enough for both. I had is it no, not quite enough for both. Bigfoot 10 is a definite maybe though. I do know somewhere in here. Yeah, there's Rampage is nice and cheap. Bigfoot Moo Cow. The old Carolina or the mid era Carolina Crusher, I should say. Oh, maybe we get the electric Bigfoot that for some reason has an engine clearly inside of it. Yeah, it'd be so easy for them to just not animate that engine there and then just take away the audio of the truck's engine when you drive it. Like that that's all it would take. I wonder if it does make noise when you drive it or if they manage to mute it. Might have to buy it just to find out. See if there's any other old school trucks we need. Got that one already. Got that one already. Got that one. Got that one. Got that one. Got that one. That one. And okay. So I think we definitely got to do Wildfoot. Because if we're looking for older ones that are in our price range, let's see what's left. Wow, it just uses all your money when you buy the truck. That's crazy. That's a glitch in the port. How about that? $800,000 truck and it cost me 1.3 million. I must be the world's worst negotiator. Well, okay. All right, let's grab Bigfoot 5 again. I'm going to go back to this one because I like Wildfoot is a classic. Love Wildfoot. I remember when it first debuted, it said Bigfoot on the side instead of Wildfoot, and they very briefly, even on TV, referred to it as Bigfoot Teal. Wildfoot's definitely a better name, but I can remember I resisted calling it Wildfoot for a while as a kid because I was like, no, 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 they called it this other name that helped me figure out which crayon I needed to draw it. Why would I call it Wildfoot? Right. Yeah, I'm a little surprised Bigfoot Power Wheels isn't in this game too. All right. We're off to a good start here. Yeah, the first half of this course, it's really just a matter of keeping this thing pointed straight and not getting too messed up. And then in the second half, I can just gun it and kind of make up the difference. Oh yeah. Yeah, the other two Bigfoots from Penda. Yeah, right. I agree. It's also a little weird to me that they don't have like a proper old school snake bite in here. Like they have the one that's kind of close, but with sort of the lightning bolt design on it. Not the same though. I'm a little annoyed that they haven't brought back Snakebite as like a touring truck. Like I know that they restored, Bigfoot 4 as Snakebite, which is great, but uh, you know, let's get one on the road. It's easy enough to do. They certainly have enough weird bodies on their different Bigfoot trucks on the various tours they send it out on. I think I was just a hair behind there. It was close. Yeah, less than a half second difference. They had the other two Bigfoots. Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, 40,000. Not great. Now I'm just going to throw us in there and practice and see what we can do about crazy airtime because this is a crazy truck. Right. If we start here, we can get one straight line. Oh, we got to get rid of that camper first. Well, that'll do it. Really limited our flight path though. Let's take that again. Now that the camper's out of the way. I'll tell you, playing this really does make me appreciate BeamNG and the Monster Jam games. Because the physics in this are just awful and the controls are mediocre at best. It's so poorly ported too. Ooh, Perry Python is a hill persona. I've certainly heard worse ideas. Um, there was a long time, maybe a 2 year period where I was always wearing different monster truck crop tops under my entrance jacket to the ring. And on very rare occasion, I would break out the snake bite one, which I had cut the sleeves and the bottom portion into tassels like New Jack used to with his shirts. It was a wild look. I think I only wore that like maybe twice, but it was crazy. Do a save with these tires. Come on, that's absurd. One last jump and then we'll hop into a competition. I do like how the tires are like pretty clearly all banged up and crooked. Oh, come on. Ridiculous. All right, let's pick a truck we can actually do something with. Where's Wildfoot? We had Wildfoot. Or we can break out one of the really old ones. We could play as like the original USA 1 or Bigfoot or something. Hmm. Yeah, where is Wildfoot? We just bought him. There he is. Let's see. They need to re-release WF No Mercy, but make it completely customizable. Add your own logos, add your own championships and wrestlers. Yo, the mod world for the No Mercy engine is crazy. There's so many mods. So people are clearly just doing it on their own, but it's not base level. It's not like the average consumer couldn't go buy it and feel like, oh, I can do this. It's definitely harder than that, but people are doing it. Dozens and dozens of people, and there's some crazy good ones out there, set in different eras, all kinds of stuff. I'm not sure why it has me as barefoot or why it started me on a freestyle. Right. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. There we go. Championship. Select. Okay, that's what I needed to do. Boom. That's where I went wrong. All right, here we go. Here we go. Breaking out Wildfoot. Oh, I like this more zoomed out look that I got here. Oh no. Get all this junk out of my way. Holy crap. I hit every potential thing there. Yeah, seriously, the game was like, I don't know about Wildfoot. I showed it who's boss. Possibly me. I might be the boss. Right. This one's been pretty easy. I'm doing okay at this one. Like, I don't even have to cheat this course like I do some of the others. I can actually hit everything and still totally toast the other guys. Hmm. Yeah, pretty psyched. I just had earlier today had some additional bookings confirmed for the year. I'll be adding some dates and things onto the ticker before next week's streams. Pretty psyched. Filling in the old calendar. Am I racing again? I thought I just did this. This game is, yeah, now that you see the lights just disappeared. Yeah, this game messes up all the time. It's a fun play, but hey, Bobby Gilbert. Good to see you, bud. Thanks for dropping by. Nice and smooth wind there. What are you playing tonight, Bobby? Uh-oh. Missed the checkpoint. That's gonna be trouble. Yeah, I blew it. I blew it. 2K25. Oh yeah. Well, that's good. Wait. There we go. Hey, Rise here. Good to see you. Welcome aboard, or ashore, or wherever you are. And if that reference meant anything to anyone, thank you for also being a giant Disney nerd. My wife and I, over the course of the last couple dinners, we've been watching a video where the folks at the DFB Guide, the Disney Food Blog, have been ranking the different countries in Epcot, and of course, generally being furious that no one shares our opinions on which countries are the best there. I was quick to point out when they ranked the American Pavilion low that the American Experience show is one of the greatest shows they've made. It has some of the most animatronics and sets of anything they've ever done. And if you don't pay attention, you wouldn't realize how amazing it is until you really look at what they've accomplished in terms of engineering and stuff. And I then just went on this rant about how the sit down and watch the animatronics shows are some of the best things Disney does, and they're my favorite things, and how I'm so annoyed that everyone just sees them as an excuse to get a little air conditioning, and how that's totally bogus, and like, why would you ever think that that's all it is? And my wife responded to say, "Oh, I always fall asleep during the Hall of Presidents." And I said, "Well, yeah, we all do. We all fall asleep in the Hall of Presidents and the American Adventure and even the Tiki Room, even the Country Bears. We've all fallen asleep. Great moments with Mr. Lincoln. We fall asleep during all of it. Doesn't mean it's not amazing." Oh, over on Bobby's stream, I'm facing Kid Bandit and Lex Luger, huh? That's a wide a wide reach of different styles and talents in that match. Flying Rai says I was flying down I-90 at questionable speeds. Any speed is questionable. For all I know, that means you were going way under the speed limit. Really just inching along. Yeah, I had a heck of a start to my morning. I had an errand to run in Northampton, and I decided to run out and try to do it early. And my brain hadn't had coffee yet, and I was on autopilot and started going on the northbound version of 91 instead of the southbound version because that's often where I go, but not where I needed to go. So I got off at my usual exit, realized I'd gone to the wrong place, turned around, had to go all the way back the other way, then accidentally got off at my own home exit again because I was not thinking about where I needed to be and what I was doing. And then I got back on, but going this time to the wrong town altogether. Anyways, a trip that should have taken me like an hour, hour and a half, wound up taking like 3 hours because I just wasn't really thinking about what I was doing. Brain fog is a real thing, and lack of caffeine is a waking nightmare. And then I spent most of the afternoon sleeping because I felt defeated and tired. But if anyone asks, I'm still an undeterred, undefeated human monster truck. I'm going to be spending a lot of time driving in the car the next few days, considering I don't have anywhere far to go. But I've got a bunch of people I'm picking up from airports, a bunch of people I'm dropping off at airports. I've got one show to do myself, and I'll be playing host to Levi Shapiro and one of the West Coast Pro students while they're here. So I'll be driving them around and showing them I've been in New England. We might pop into the Big E. Not really decided. I haven't even mentioned it to them to see what they want to do. But I've only got like an afternoon that I need to kill with them, so we'll see. We might get up to absolutely nothing. We might just go to Rip's house and lift. Hard to say. Medusa versus Kodai. I'd watch that match. I think they'd have a great match. I've not been watching at all if I've made any money on this particular championship run. But I believe this race will be my last. I am getting right to the end of the stream here because I need to get down in the basement. I need to hit legs, and I need to watch the September Basho in real time as it is streamed by the indispensable at midnight sumo on Twitch. Gotta go. 2 minutes till stream. Hey, enjoy, Bobby. Take it easy, my friend. All right, that was a more decisive win. See if we can keep that up. It's all about just skipping those first two obstacles. I move a lot more slowly, but less chance to get tripped up. There we go. I don't know what I think about Bobby Gilbert coming in here and telling me to raid him. I don't like his tone. I was considering raiding Midnight Sumo when we're done here. But we'll see. We may not raid anybody. Down to raid all the villages. Ah, yes. Raiders of the Lost Twitch stream. Boy, I hate freestyle on this. Also, the way that the movements are in this game has been kind of exhausting on my eyes and my brain. It really makes me appreciate BeamNG and the Monster Jam games. But again, this is a pretty old game at this point. This game's like 2010 or 2011 or something like that. Like I remember playing this on like my Gen 2 iPad. So yeah, I was a little kind of beside myself. I was very torn on what I was going to stream today. Right up until the last minute and picked this game because I hadn't played it in a while. And it's kind of a turn my brain off kind of game. Um, but we'll find something interesting to throw in next week. We might give the Epcot sim another try since it crashed out one of the last times. All right. Now with that back on the screen, we are going to call that a stream. And I'm going to go ahead and we'll go ahead and we'll raid somebody. Um, let me know in the chat. There's 5 of us here hanging out. Who we want to raid? We can raid one of our own, Bobby Gilbert, as he's playing WWE 2K25 with some creator wrestlers of wrestlers we know, Kodai Nozaki, myself, and some others. Or we can go raid Midnight Sumo and see what the September Basho is doing. Okay, we got one enthusiastic vote for Bobby. Noted. I'm watching them as they come in, seeing what's recommended by the folks hanging out. But we can definitely raid Bobby. I don't see a problem with that. Um, it's making sure I type his stuff in the right way. I mean, I'll be seeing the sumo either way because I'm gonna have to take off pretty quick to get down into the old basement gym and hit the weights for leg day. I believe he is playing as me. All right, I'm gonna send the command through and we're gonna raid Bobby and see how he's doing. Thank you all for coming and hanging out, and I'll see you over on Bobby's channel. So he's playing some WWE 2K25. Take it easy.